Let me share with you what's actually going to save you thousands of dollars when you decide to list your property and avoid this mistake. So I literally had a phone call from somebody who's considering selling not one, not two, but something between $3 and $4 million property. So they called me to find out if some of the cracks in the asphalt part of driveway, also in the concrete part of driveway, should be addressed. We had a conversation, I gave a couple of my suggestions, but those folks, they were so set that probably the driveway should be upgraded or addressed, and some of these small imperfections should be fixed before they decide to list. I said, hey, listen, this is great that you're being proactive. We probably should do a walkthrough through the house first. That day, they weren't ready to host me, and I just said, hey, I have been in your place. And there's some other things that might be really important and critical when we're bringing buyers through that would stand out a lot more than maybe this concern about the driveway and some cracks in it. And they said, well, I'm not ready today. The house is meticulous. However, I have a lot of green walls. Well, let me share a story with you. In 2020, I had a person reach out to me who wanted to get a market analysis done, home evaluation, complimentary. I walked through the house, and very first thing that I had to communicate with those homeowners is that unfortunately, their biggest setback is going to be purple walls through almost 3,500 square feet of that house. The entire house is in purple. That is something that is really unique and looking for a specific buyer who is not gonna almost get that sense of overwhelm that majority of the buyers will be immediately turned off. Well, how did it play out? In April of 2026, I showed that property again, not because it was being listed again and from 2020, it's maybe sold and then it's changed hands. Negative. We have a seller, homeowner, who actually was so adamant they wanted to keep the purple walls because they enjoyed that, which is totally fine. However, asking for the absolutely top dollar. 6 years later, that home is still on the market, fluctuating in price, trying to chase the market, time the market, but no sale with different agents, no sale in 6 years. So back to the original homeowner that I'm talking about with the driveway, they have green walls. What are you going to address first? And unfortunately in this circumstances, is driveway is really not an issue. However, the green walls, when we go to the marketplace, that might become an issue. What is actually a smart investment for your ROI when you go to sell your home? We've created a really solid sold playbook, basically sellers, homeowners, a roadmap, and it is a valuable document. There's 7 specific steps of how to actually achieve the top outcome for your benefit when you are a seller. Talking from pre-inspections, talking about renovations that pay off dividends for you, renovations that you should avoid, and all of the other stuff that you need to tee it up for a perfect successful sale. So guys, if you do want a copy of this document, just reply roadmap and I will get you a copy of that document as a complimentary gift. So hopefully that was helpful.